Welcome to Blues basketball media coverage of the NBL1 clash between the Hobart Huskies and the Frankston RSL Blues. I'm Damien Arsenis from the pickandroll.com.au, and joining me tonight is Brent, assistant coach of the Blues women. Of course, you had a great win first up tonight.
Yeah, it was nice, mate. I mean, we started off a little bit slow, unfortunately, and sort of dug deep a little bit and changed a couple of things up, and sort of really hit our straps in that third quarter and made some good plays, and yeah, got us the win, which was nice.
And Courtney Wilkins is a handy addition at this stage of the season.
Oh, mate, unbelievable. She came in today, and I don't think for Hobart they'd done much of a scout on her. She was left wide open a few times and made some really good threes, so that was really good to see.
Very good. And of course, now we've got the men in action. And you're being filmed, I think, mate. Jess May's got him a beauty.
There we go.
but tonight, we've got the Blues men looking to win, believe it or not, 5 in a row.
Mate, unbelievable. I think we're having a bit of a chat earlier on. I think that's been done in a few years. So, they've got a good squad together, and, Coach Harms is doing a really, really good job with the boys down there. And, hopefully they can push for that win tonight for sure.
So, starting lineup for the Blues is Majuk, Bozeman, Young, and Hadsio Merovic with Barker. And going to run through the Huskies is Dufelmeyer, White, Stanwicks, Richards, and Adams. There's the lob entry from Majuk to Young. Is off target, and Young wanted to push in the back.
Yeah, you might have caught one. You might have caught one, but good set to run first up. I think that was a good one. It was a good look.
Well, you prefer not Majuk to be feeding it inside, though.
No, you prefer him to be the one getting the catch, I think. So.
Kick out. Good ball movement by the Huskies. Wide open shot is missed by Dufelmeyer. What a impact Dufelmeyer's had on this team. Oh, Bozeman showing some moves after nearly slipping over. Well, he's going to head to the charity stripe for his first opportunity to score tonight.
Nice couple of little pass fakes there. Set him up nicely for that one. That was good.
But Dufelmeyer missed the shot at the other end. 21 points, 5 rebounds, 5.5 assists a game. That's making an impact.
Mate, he's really controlling that Hobart team for sure.
So Bozeman getting the scoring underway at Frankston Basketball Stadium. It's a 5th consecutive Saturday night home game for Frankston.
Yeah, what was it? May Madness they were calling that one. So, home games every Saturday this May. It was beautiful, actually. Nice and local.
Dufelmeyer tries to go all the way, and he's going to go to the line for his chance to open his account tonight.
Good acceleration there for him to get to the bucket on that one. That was nice.
Of course, the Huskies are going to back up tomorrow at Eltham, while the Blues are going to head up the road to Ringwood. So a big double-header weekend. Of course, you getting the win tonight with the women.
Was nice, yes. It was nice to be able to sort of take the foot off the pedal a little bit in that last quarter, try and give some of our starters a bit of a break for tomorrow. So should tee us up nicely, I think.
So can't get to the second to go. It's a 2-1 lead to the Blues inside the first minute. And the Huskies are playing a zone, 2-3. Barker tried to go glass. You're going to see a lot of the ball in this man's hands tonight, I think. 3-pointer's good.
Just draws defenders so well, doesn't he?
He does. He set up Richards nicely for the treble. Richards comes into tonight's game averaging 12. Hadsio Merovic, Bozeman from the wing for 3. It's a good response.
Oh, just touching on what we said before about Iggy being really good at a lot of things. That's one of them right there, his ability to attack the bucket and find open men.
Dufelmeyer was stripped. Hadsio Merovic chases the error and pass back down. They go inside to Majuk with a deep seal.
Nice.
Richards had no chance to guard that.
He's a big man, isn't he, Majuk? Yeah, he was in a lot of strife the moment he caught that nice and deep.
Richards goes the reverse. Nice finish.
Yeah, nice little move there, that one. They're moving really well with the ball at the moment, drawing a lot of defenders and creating a lot of space for themselves with extra passes. It's been nice.
So welcome to those from Tasmania tonight, tuning in, following your Huskies. It's Barker for three. Huskies did a good job of boxing out Majuk. Now White. Hands back to Dufelmeyer. White will shoot from long. Distance is off target, and Dufelmeyer now from the free throw line. Gee, Adams has got some spring in his step, hasn't he?
He came out of nowhere then, didn't he?
Oh
okay.
My!
Okay.
All right. I think that Nigel Young fella's got some spring in his step too.
He came out of nowhere too. That was big. That was over Majuk as well, I think, that one. Oh, that's a nice answer.
Oh, there's a bit of tying up going up down there. Not quite sure what Richards was going on about. I think making the basket and heading to the line was probably enough. So I think we might see a technical blown here, maybe even a double technical.
Yeah, they're having a bit of a word.
Having a bit of a chat. And there is there going to be a call? No, they're not. All right, so just a bit of a chat, warning. They've all been warned now.
Yeah, that's it.
No more. Referees are imposing themselves on the game. Can't make the three-point play, so it's the Blues up by one. Wide open Bozeman again. Can't make them pay. And that's one of the things you give up with the zone.
Yeah, unfortunately, but yeah, that one probably should have gone down. But again, Iggy just with a nice pass then to find Bozeman as well. That was unbelievable. Cross-court pass, that was nice. Oh, defense.
Who was that again?
Oh, the man. Oh, come on now.
There was absolutely nothing in that. I've got a feeling Mr. Dufelmeyer was putting a bit on there.
Yeah, I think he might have as well on that one.
And I'm actually a bit surprised he didn't get a flop warning.
Yeah.
There's a wry grin on his face. There's a bit of chatting going on. I think he's lucky not to get a flop warning.
I think so on that one for sure.
Certainly trying to milk it for all it's worth. The good thing is the ref didn't call the foul.
Yes.
Going head-to-head with Barker. I like that matchup.
I am a very big fan of Lockie Barker. He works really well. Nice jam. Lockie Barker works really well. He's a good impact player. He'll hit a couple of threes and contest every defensive possession. So
Hadsio Merriwich from the elbow.
smart man. Came off that pick nicely.
And again, playing that zone, you're going to give up some of those. Is a nice finish by Adams. Jalen Adams. Back-to-back dunks by the Huskies. Tassie fans back home will be enjoying that.
Yes.
Hadsio Merriwich kicks out. Barker gets his player on the wrong foot and called for the offensive foul. But that's where Barker can be really dangerous offensively, getting his player wrong-footed. Unfortunately, ran straight into a brick wall, but what a substitution the Blues call on. They call on Dan Trist to come off the bench.
It's a handy one to come off the bench, isn't it? It's one of the better players, in the state and in the country coming off your bench. So,
of course, the Blues will lose him next weekend. He'll be going on a trip to China with the Southeast Melbourne Phoenix. Gonna have to get used to saying Southeast Melbourne Phoenix.
Yes, that's it. It's good. I'm super glad he got picked up by them. Actually, mate, he's a hard worker and a really good player, and good opportunity for him.
So the Huskies have taken the lead on the back of Adams' finish over the top of Majuk. Hadzio Merovic from deep. Hadzio Merovic now has 5 points.
That ball movement that sucked the defence inside a little bit, and the danger is you don't get sucked in on that one, and it's an easy mid-range jumper, but
White.
oh wow.
White getting it inside and out now. That's a fast start by both teams. Both are shooting above 55% from the field. Bozeman from deep. And that just rims out. So it's 2 straight open misses by Bozeman from the perimeter. And a hand in by Bozeman. He just didn't need to put his hand in.
Yeah, that's it. He had him. He wasn't going to score off that one, and but
so, but we talk about Hadzio Merovic again. He's now got 5 points, 3 rebounds, and 3 assists. And we're only midway through the opening term.
He's doing everything, isn't he? He's we spoke about his college career before, and it sort of sums him up. He just had his hand in everything in college, and he does right now too. It's brilliant.
Adams fires from deep. Oh, and he beats the shot clock. So the Huskies are shooting at a high clip. They're now up to 63% from the field.
See, it's staying very persistent with this zone. We'll see how it works for them. It seems to be doing okay with them at the moment. They've given up a few outside looks. Oh, here we go. Oh, good job.
Bozeman just got it back. Shot clock's down on the buzzer, and that didn't hit the rim. So a breakdown, but we talked about off-air about how Eltham junked it up and really made them work. Last week it was Knox junking it up and made them work.
Yep.
Now they got the win, but it wasn't pretty.
Nah, it wasn't at all. A couple of good possessions by Frankston so far, but a couple of real dicey ones as well. And defensively, they seem to be switching off a little bit at the moment, so I'd like to see him contest a few more things and make sure they're not getting beaten so easily on back cuts and off the ball.
Well, Adams has beaten his player on the back cut at least 3 times in this game already.
Had to have.
They're going to Trist. First meaningful possession in offense. Nice little fadeaway, and that's what Trist brings. Very efficient player on the post. This is where Knox and Eltham did really well against the likes of Majuk and Young in the post, and Trist last week double teaming him, forcing him to shoot from the perimeter.
Absolutely. Good pass.
Oh, what a block!
Yeah.
Zach White!
That was massive. He's been everywhere at the moment, White, for Hobart, hasn't he?
He has, inside out, blocking shots. Super impressive start by White. Majuk, front guarded. Hadzio Merovic gets inside. So there's been a number of substitutions. Blues have still got Hadzio Merovic on court with Triss, but McDonald, Young and Garrett now on court. And for the Huskies, they've run through a number of changes as well. As Young gets inside,
nice
finishes
move.
through
Great
traffic.
strong move. He's just a flat-out competitor, isn't he? He just works. He just works all game.
Well, from the time Young joined the team, he improved the defensive efficiency of the team by more than 21 points a game.
There you go.
And of course, that was one of the issues at the start of the season for this Blues lineup, is they were leaking. They were leaking bad.
Oh yeah.
And he certainly straightened them up.
He doesn't get beaten. He makes sure that every possession comes down. He doesn't switch off. He's always ready to get rebounds. He's always ready to contest shots. And I guess when you have a 40-inch vertical, that helps you out a lot as well with getting hands in things and tips on things. So.
Well, I'm pretty sure this guy at the free throw line, he can get up there too, I think.
Oh, yeah, I think he can too.
And this is the second. So it's a tied ball game at 20 apiece. Triss for three. It's long.
Speaking of, there we go.
And again, in a zone, you can quite often give up those offensive rebounds. Garrett fires.
Oh, cool.
Good hands, but you were stepping out of bounds, Mr. Young.
He's a very passionate man, isn't he? He really gets into the game.
He's engaged.
Yes, absolutely he is.
That's what you want.
Absolutely. It's a nice little corner jumper, that one.
Certainly is. Matt Young, first points of the night. And of course, Radcliffe has yet to score. Radcliffe comes into tonight's game averaging 13.5 points. They're led by Adams, and as we see, a deep three missed there by Hadziomировich. Triss gets the steal. Hustle on the floor.
Yeah, absolutely, bodies everywhere. This is brilliant.
So it's a two-possession finish to the end of this quarter. Triss gets inside. It's going to be a foul called on Brown. Brown wants the hooking foul called. Sometimes those moves are borderline, aren't they?
Yes.
Because you're just putting your shoulder down, and sometimes it can look like it, but when you get that arm around, it's obvious as anything.
Yes, I think so.
So Trist will head to the line.
Smart man with a lot of basketball experience, I think, Trist. He's nice free throw, mate.
So nothing really separating either team to open this contest. So Yule. There's about a 3-second differential between game clock and shot clock.
Nice little 2-3 here from Frankston to change it up a little bit.
They go down inside. Radcliffe is off target. They keep it alive through Brown. So down to 5 seconds. Fires from deep. Yule. That's way long. Young. Just a half.
Was that a pass or a shot, that one?
Fling. I'll say that wasn't a shot and it wasn't a turnover because the buzzer went before it went the whistle. So at quarter time, it's tied up at 22 apiece. And Brent, there's not much really to say. They're just feeling each other out, it kind of feels.
Yeah, it's just some nice little baskets from both teams. You probably feel that Hobart are in the game at the moment. They're probably working a little bit harder than Frankston in regards to, off-ball movements and things like that. But, Frankston have probably given up a number of opportunities with some open threes. So I think if they start to go in the second quarter, I think you could see a nice little handy lead extend for Frankston, I think. Be interesting to see if Hobart stick with that 2-3 zone or, they go to a bit of a man. But, when you go to a bit of a man, as you're saying before, you've got someone like Majuk and probably Trist as well who probably oversize anyone on Hobart's roster, you'd think, by the look of it. And we'll see what happens, I think.
Well, I think the zone right now is serving them well.
Absolutely it is.
It's made the Blues work for every single point. And they've got slashes. They've got Hadziomировich. They've got McDonald. They've got Bozeman. These guys like to drive.
Absolutely.
And they're taking that away from them.
It is. It'll be interesting to see how Coach Harms adjusts now. He's a very smart coach with a lot of experience, a lot of playing experience especially. So I wouldn't be surprised if they're able to get some easy buckets to start this second quarter if Hobart do come out in that zone.
Well, if you want to bust a zone, you start hitting the three-point shot.
Absolutely.
And you'll quickly change the game.
Nothing changes the coach's mind with his defensive setup when you start hitting a few threes in a row. So.
And looking across the roster, you've probably got Barker's probably the most likely. Bozeman's missed a few open ones.
Yes.
But Barker certainly is the one for mine that can probably open it up for them.
Absolutely.
And on the other hand, you've Duffelmeyer really hasn't got going yet. He's got 1 point. You've got Radcliffe off the bench is still scoreless. And really, Adams has been the danger man. Richards has played really well as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, I'm a big fan of White as well. He's just a hard worker at the moment. He's given him a couple of good looks, and I think he's doing a really good job for Hobart.
So at the end of the first term, we're now underway in the second. Scores are tied. thrown away. Garrett gets the steal. They go straight inside to Tris one out, and that's an obvious foul.
Absolutely. Good seal. He's a bigger man. He's Brown didn't have much of an opportunity then. He was caught behind. And
Oh, it was a mismatch too, and I know Brown's picking up Trist at the moment, but I'd be going straight back to Trist.
Absolutely. Probably not where you want him, but
Pierce is into the game. He's been an offensive dynamo.
oh, mate, an absolute impact player. He can shoot real well, very athletic, gets on the rim very well.
Trist is short on that jumper, and Young's going to be pinged for a free chin. But yeah, I've been super impressed by Will Pierce. And it's not just the offensive spark he provides. Defensively, he's been super active.
Well, we spoke about engagement before on defence, from Young. But, I mean, as you said, mate, he's just been unbelievable. He stepped on the floor and, as you said, it's not just the offensive end where Will's had an impact. It's both ends, so absolutely brilliant from him. Only a young dude as well, so plenty of years left at Frankston, hopefully.
Good drive inside by Radcliffe. And he's going to go to open his account from the free throw line.
It's the first time he's ever looked probably threatening this game, so.
So unlike the women who are only suited up 8 players tonight for the Huskies, they've got a squad of 10.
Yes, hopefully it might give them a bit more rotation. So I know with our game they had a couple of girls in foul trouble. It didn't really help them only having 8, unfortunately.
So Radcliffe puts his club up by 2. Well, the Huskies have played everyone so far. That's McDonald. They go to Majuk. Tried to kick out, but it's been deflected. But again, that's one way you can break it up too. Have the defense collapse.
Oh, he had 3 players on him then. Made it very tough for him. So
I kind of feel he'd be better off getting Trist in that scenario. I think Trist is
so.
a better passer. Lovely set play. Nearly like he tried to pass instead of shoot.
Yeah, he had a nice look there when he first caught the ball. A bit more confidence from the young fella. I think he would have been better off.
I think he's upset with himself, actually.
Yeah, I think he is.
Radcliffe. He's going to pull the trigger from way downtown. Bozeman. Now, this is where the Blues are dangerous.
Absolutely. Out in trans, young, quick bodies.
Oh, lovely vision there by Majuk.
That's a great pass. Good pass from Pierce to Majuk in the first place out of that, that deep corner, and Majuk to find Trist on that one. Was a nice little backdoor cut by Trist to find that one too.
Bozeman hit the deck behind play. And again, this is where the Blues are really dangerous. Again, can't quite get the handle. We go to Majuk again. The double team comes quickly. And Majuk's travelled.
I'd like to see a little bit of a stronger move inside from Majuk when he gets catches. A nice strong rip. Let the defence know you've got the ball and you're the man in charge.
Kind of feel they might be better off just going to one big man at the moment.
Yeah.
Maybe just Trist and sit Majuk for a little bit.
Yeah.
Force the Huskies to change up.
Absolutely.
So White's back in for the Huskies. Duffelmeyer from deep.
Wow.
That was NBA distance.
That was very NBA range. That was
in fact, it was
nice
probably deeper than NBA. Very nice stroke there by Duffelmeyer.
It didn't look like missing, did it? From the moment he pulled up. That was brilliant.
Trist to Majuk to Trist. Turnover. And again, the zone's working very well for the Huskies.
He's not a physically big man, White, is he? But he's worn some hits, and he's worn them very well today so far.
Lovely handoff by Barker. Hadziomировich will be filthy.
Frankston ball, much to the dismay there.
Again, Frankston have had 3 good transition opportunities and haven't made one of them.
Very unlike Frankston as well. You know, normally that's an area where they really capitalise in.
Hadziomировich on the mismatch draws a foul on White. And that's just a good heads-up play by Hadziomировich. With White guarding him, it opened up the middle.
His first step then, it's not that it was lightning quick, it was just more the distance that he got on the first step. You know, put out a good 1.5 meters in front of him and had a nice lane to take then.
So with the Blues trailing by 3, they've called timeout. They're going to talk it up. It'll be interesting to see what Coach Harms comes out of this timeout. But the Huskies, they've been impressive.
Absolutely they have. They've competed everything. Every single thing has been competitive from Hobart's end today. And, you know, as you said, a couple of unfortunate things from Frankston out in transition. You know, let's put Hobart in a good spot.
So Hobart led by 8 points. Jalen Adams has also got 2 rebounds. Richards with a quick fire, 7 points in that opening term. And Dufelmeyer, he's only got 4 points at the moment. We're talking about Radcliffe. He's only got 1, I think.
I think it was just that one free throw he's put in so far.
Oh, no, he's got 2. 2 free throws. He put both in. So, you know, not a lot of points production. They've got more to come.
Absolutely they do. And that'd definitely be a bit of a warning sign for Frankston that those two haven't really got going yet. But, you know, at the same token, we have spoke about, you know, Frankston missing some wide open threes and some, you know, blown sort of transition points. So,
well, the Blues have got no points from Lucas Barker yet, which is very unusual.
Absolutely. That's a kid that, you know, normally can go for 10 to 14 points a game for him.
But this man has been very good.
Hasn't he?
So Hadziomировich now 7 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 steal, 0 turnovers.
That's production for you, isn't it?
Oh, putting moves on Bozeman, but he stayed in front. And a beautiful 3-pointer going into Richards. Well, just as I said, he had a quick fire. 7 points in the opening term. He goes, well, I've got 10 now. Tris turns down the open shot at the free throw line. Barker. Going to work. Shot clock's down to 5. Stolen. And Adams in transition. Good D by Trist. Just held his ground. Avoided giving up a cheap foul. Barker wide open.
Come on now.
That's airball.
Wow.
So Barker is stone cold tonight.
There
Oh, what a pass inside. I
got lost on that one. I thought I was going corner for sure, and wide inside, nice. That was a great pass.
Dufelmeyer whipped it to White. Hadziomировich, the kick out to Bozeman.
Oh,
And he throws it to the bench.
Coach
So
Arms with a touch.
The Blues are out of sorts at the moment. They're trailing by 6. And with some uncharacteristic missed opportunities offensively and some costly turnovers hurting them.
Frankston, he's just 1 3 they've hit for the game so far.
Which is unlike Frankston.
Yes, absolutely.
And got to give credit to the Huskies. That zone is working a treat.
Absolutely. Oh,
And
look at that.
Dufelmeyer putting the moves
Nice
on
little
Bozeman.
hezzy.
Bozeman's unhappy. Trista's unhappy. And the Blues call for time. They're down by 8 points. We've still got 5 minutes to play in the second period.
Yeah, nice little patch there from Hobart. Nice buckets. Nice easy buckets, more to the point as well. I haven't had to work for those probably last maybe 7 points. So,
Well, you talk about the missed scoring opportunities by Frankston, and they've had a few, but they've certainly fallen or lapsed defensively, and it's all opened up for the Huskies.
absolutely it has. It's it sort of seems their woes on offensive, led to some disengaged players down the defensive end. So hopefully they can find their energy back and get a few stops.
So Richards now has 10 points to lead all scorers in the game. He's a perfect 4 of 4 from the field. He has missed a free throw though, just to put that on him. Sorry, mate. But Dufelmeyer, we talk about all of a sudden he's got 6 points. He's got 3 assists. And if you look, the most impressive line for him right now is his time on the court. He's plus 11.
Oh.
So he's making an impact, whether he's doing it himself or enhancing what his team's able to achieve.
Yeah, he's a player that, you know, regardless of whether he's probably scoring or not, you know, it's a player that you've got to help off. You know, you've got to make sure that he's covered at all times. So it frees up some open space for him.
So Bozeman gives it into Trist. And he kicks it back out to Trist. He's off target. Majuk with the rebound.
Good ball, Majuk. Good job.
See, with Bozeman's penetration right there, he went far too far. He should have pulled up for the jump shot.
Yes. Yes, and that's probably normally a shot that he'd normally happily take too. Oh, wow.
And Richards again. The Huskies are on fire.
Oh, hey, try and put them out if you can. They're hitting anything and everything at the moment.
Well, Richards now has 13 points. Back-to-back trays. They go to Majuk. Trist tracks it down. Bozeman fires. And gets it to drop. Well, that'll build his confidence.
It was a nice stroke, that one. The moment he caught it, he knew it was going up. And that's what you want. You want confidence in your shots, and more times than not, they'll fall when you're that sort of caliber of a player.
That's a 6-point ball game. Richards gets inside again. Richards is having a huge impact on this game. He scored 8 points for the Huskies in this period and has a chance to make it 9.
He's really leading this Hobart team at the moment in regards to his offensive output. And I mean, you saw then, for example, Frankston were just standing still on their defensive set then. You know, they had no one watching cutters, no one bumping cutters, and you know, just the little things that you're normally supposed to do on defense was just non-existent on that one.
But it was just a standard give and go. So the Blues defense is being shredded at the moment. And it's interesting to note that it's happening. Well, Nigel Young sitting on the bench.
Yes. We spoke about that before. He's, you know, sort of impact on defense. You know, his efforts in every play. So wouldn't be surprised if Coach Harms gets him back in pretty soon, you'd think.
Hadziemirovic can't get the shot to go up the free throw line. Adams fires from deep. Oh my! The Huskies can do no wrong.
Wow. He's put that one in your face with the missed free throw one before, hasn't he?
Trist is going to try and return the favour, and that's long. And that's an ill-advised shot.
Oh,
and that's terrible transition D by the Blues. Oh, it's all unravelling for the Blues at the moment.
They're looking unbelievable at the moment, Hobart. They're crashing rebounds. They're running. Oh, here we go. Nice.
Now Bozeman's heating up.
Just again with that confidence. He caught it. Simple stroke. He knew it was going in the moment he caught it, I think.
But it's at this end the Blues need to do better. Oh my Lord! Oh! It's all happening.
M1.
Oh my! Is that goaltending?
Yes!
It's happening at both ends here at Frankston Basketball Stadium.
Jeepers, what a passenger play that was.
Oh!
Met him at the rim, broke some ankles, and then a nice little M1.
Well, Richards, he went upstairs and he was met at the rim. There was a lot of contact as well.
There was a lot of contact, but
there was no foul called. And then Damon Bozeman. Whose ankles did he break? I missed it in the excitement.
I think it might have been Adams, to be honest with you. I think Adams took a seat on the floor then for a second.
So now for the three-point play. Bozeman has put the Blues on his shoulder, keeping them in the game. It's back to 7. Oh, much needed basket there. So that's 6 straight points by Bozeman.
Fantastic.
White. And that's going to be Bozeman picking up a foul. Nearly stripped him. And all of a sudden, this game's heated up.
A couple of nice little plays there from Frankston, and all of a sudden right back in it. Nigel Young back on the floor, had hopefully a bit of defensive pressure as well.
But the Huskies, though, they still haven't done anything wrong. It's just that the Blues have lifted.
Yes.
And it's been Bozeman. Now Doofmeyer. The Blues are running a zone of their own.
Yes, they are at the moment. Oh, Nigel.
It's been saved, probably ill-advised. But Majuk gets the block. So defensively, the Blues have stepped up. 2 blocks on 2 straight possessions. Iggy kicks it out. Garrett.
Oh.
Bozeman again. Heat check!
Oh.
Well, it's not a heat check. He's on fire.
Is that 12 straight points for Bozeman now, I think?
I think you'll find that's 9 straight points. 9? Losing count.
Oh,
2 threes, a 3-point play. That's 12.
There we go.
12 straight points to Bozeman. A lot of contact.
Jeepers.
Let go by the referees. It's really getting physical. Hatzio Merovic in transition.
Nice play. Jeez, the Hobart coach letting this one go. I think it's at about an 8-0 run.
It's back to a 2-point ball game, and Adams steps back for 3. Hatzio Merovic gets his hands on it, and they're in transition again. Quite wisely pulls it up. Oh, this quarter's had everything.
Had some big-time highlight plays on this one, that's for sure.
Yeah, get that ball to Bozeman. Bozeman! Oh, no! Oh, no! Damon Bozeman! 15 points in a row.
Wow. He liked that one too, didn't he? He gave the crowd a nice little stare after that one. That was beautiful.
Well, we were just saying the Huskies were on fire. Well, Damon Bozeman's gone to another level. And all of a sudden, the crowd's here and they've thrown it away.
Jeepers.
Terrible turnover by Radcliffe.
It was a good pressure turnover, I think, on that one. He felt the pinch a little bit from Frankston.
Certainly did, and how quickly things turn around.
Who do you reckon they're going to on this one? Do you have to go to Damon again, don't you?
Well, you'd want to go to him, but if you're a Husky right now, there's 9 seconds. You want to close out on him.
Absolutely.
And this is going to potentially open it up to a guy like Garrett. I reckon this is going to go to Garrett.
The roof could get blown off this place very quickly if we hit a nice little 3 here.
They're going to go to Bozeman. Here he is.
Oh,
and he's off target, and they can't get it up in time. But with that run by Damon Bozeman, who's exploded, the Blues have taken the lead at halftime, 45-44, and Damon Bozeman lit it up. We're going to take a short break. We'll be back with you for all the second half action in a little under 10 minutes' time. Welcome back to this exciting NBL1 clash between the Hobart Huskies and the Frankston RSL Blues. And my word, what a finish to that first half, Brent, by Damon Bozeman.
Caught fire, didn't he? To put it simply.
15 points, and out of that, 4 consecutive triples, and in amongst it was a 3-point play.
Unbelievable. His intensity really lifted in that last sort of couple of minutes, didn't it? He came out firing.
Just a fraction. He was unstoppable. The Huskies were on fire themselves as a team, and quite frankly, they've been the better team tonight.
They have, haven't they? They've worked harder down both ends of the floor, I think, and unfortunately for them, Damon decided it was his game to take over.
Well, he just happened. He's now leading all scorers. He's got 22 points. He's 7 of 11 from the field, 5 of 8 from deep. 2 rebounds. He sort of did it all. It was that 4 or 5 minute burst to finish the second term. And just to go through the other scorers, the Blues, their only other real scorer in the game's been Igor Hadziomerovic. He's got 9 points, 7 rebounds, 5 assists. He's got a steal, he's got a block, he's got no turnovers. He's played 18 minutes. He's done a bit of everything. He's on track for a triple-double.
He's really living up to that hype that I was praising him before, wasn't he? He's got his hand in everything, and he's just doing fantastic.
But on the flip side, Richards exploded in that term too. He's been phenomenal. 16 points, 6 of 8 from the field. He's 3 of 4 from downtown. He's exploded. He's only played 12 minutes. He's been phenomenal. Adams has 10 points. He's got 3 rebounds. And White, he's been super impressive for mine. 8 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists. Duffelmeyer's got 6 points and 4 assists. Really hasn't got going offensively, but he has been a spark for them on the offensive end as well.
Yeah, he has been. He's found some open players, and he's drawn a lot of players on defense as well, so it's been great.
So we're underway in the second half here at Frankston Basketball Stadium, and that second term was just scintillating. And the Blues have just about turned it over, and it's been a hustle play, and Bozeman may have hurt his wrist. Forearm or wrist? Looks like he's holding. Wrist, maybe. But his desperation on a near turnover has been rewarded with a foul being called on Adams. Certainly not the way you want to start a second half.
Not at all, is it? I think, for about maybe 2 or 3 seconds, they had a great mismatch with Majuk against Duffelmeyer as well, and they just couldn't quite find him.
So Frankston shooting 45% from the field, Hobart 48%. Very little separating either team. Tried a little 1-2 inside to Young, didn't come off. The alley-oop!
Okay.
Adams gets off. Lovely dish. And it's the Huskies back in front by 1.
What a great start for Frankston this quarter, a near turnover and then the turnover. Hobart sticking with that zone still.
Bozeman. Oh, Bozeman! He started just like he finished. 6 3-pointers tonight, and we're just inside the first minute of the second half for Damon Bozeman. 25 points to lead all scorers. Richards. The son of a gun, so to speak. There's been plenty of those, hasn't there, over the last few years?
Absolutely, there has been. And,
Tad Duffelmeyer played extensively in the NBL, most notably with the Canberra Cannons, winning an NBL championship or 2.
It's a while ago, isn't it?
Certainly is, in the 80s. It's nearly turned over. It is turned over by Barker. It's not his night tonight. Hadziomerovic gets the deflection with the foot, breaks it up and allows his team to reset defensively. Adams going to White. He can hit that. A lot of contact. Bozeman saves it, but it only goes as far as Adams. He's a spark plug, isn't he?
Absolutely he is. Very athletic, very enthusiastic with his basketball, and the way he plays is electric.
Bozeman again. Oh my, David Bozeman! What else can you say?
Oh.
Brent is speechless right now.
Wow. Yeah. He's on fire.
He's hit 6 3-pointers in a row, spanning the second and third terms. Adams misfires from deep. So the Blues are back up by 3. And it's really about this man. He's going again. No.
Oh.
And he missed. Well,
I was going home if that one went in. It's
Barker's been doing a good job defensively on Dufelmeyer. Gets separation. Can't get to go. Adams. An offensive rebound. Good ball movement by the Huskies. Nearly drops in. Only as far, though, as Majuk. So while Barker may not have got going offensively, he has done a good job on Dufelmeyer.
he has. Oh.
That's going to go back to the Blues. Good communication between the referees. Young. Barker with a beautiful fake. Tries to get to Majuk. Again, well deflected by the Huskies. Nice move by Stanwicks, but he throws it straight to the Blues bench. And the Blues bench let him know all about it.
Yeah. What a great pass. I think he was sort of waiting for White to lift a little bit on that one, but
well, it looks like the Blues going to try and go through a set. Because it's all been Damon Bozeman.
yeah, they've got a good chance at the moment, a good man-to-man defense at the moment. And
Hadzio Merovic. Oh, Iggy. So Hadzio Merovic into double figures. He now has 11.7 rebounds and 5 assists. He's been stuffing the stat sheet. And
he's just so solid, isn't he?
Certainly is, as we see some changes brought on. Huskies have brought Yule back onto the court. We see Majuk sit for Trist.
Bozeman's still clenching that right wrist of his as well. Hasn't mattered, but he's
hit 2 threes since he knocked it early.
Yes.
So with Barker checking out, it's going to be Bozeman taking the role on Dufelmeyer. Corner 3 is long. Hadzio Merovic deflects it out of bounds. So shot clock reset to 14. Bozeman with the steal. Young kicks it to the corner for Garrett. That's long. And it's White. Coming up with the defensive rebound. Dufelmeyer. Good deflection by Hadzio Merovic again. You can see, well, the zone's been effective for the Huskies for the best part of this game. The Blues zone, or the matchup zone, has sort of taken Duffelmeyer's game away.
It has.
Although he's going to fire
there we
from way,
Oh, wow.
way downtown.
Nice little look there at Bozeman afterwards as well.
As we see some extended pressure. That Duffelmeyer 3 was nearly from the score bench. Hadziemirovic is blocked, but I think White's going to pick up the foul. Or is it? Might be Duffelmeyer.
Foul Hobart number 7, Zach White.
I got it wrong. It was White. Just 2 fouls on White. Duffelmeyer's got 2.
Don't mind that foul, though. Obviously, you don't want a foul, but you don't mind that one because you're competing at the rim. And it lets the offense know that they're not going to get any easy looks inside.
You don't want to give another 3-point play up to him.
You don't. You definitely don't.
Misses the second. And Adams. So it's a 4-point lead to Frankston. They've had the better of the second half to date. Bozeman closely guarding Duffelmeyer.
Oh, it's going up.
Step back 3.
It's going up.
Oh! These two are going head to head. Anything you can do, I can do too, says Mr. Duffelmeyer. Just phenomenal shooting. Hadziemirovic gets it to Young. Young kick out. Good ball movement by the Blues. Sees Trist on the short corner. That's probably some of the best Blues ball movement tonight.
Yeah, I was just thinking the same thing. We haven't really seen much of that, but that was, very fast, very quick, good spots to be in. Great finish by Tristan as well.
Getting it through hands quickly. Surely you want to get into Duffelmeyer's hands.
You have to, don't you?
Here we go.
Yeah, we shoot this.
He's double teamed.
Oh, there we
Stolen! And Bozeman goes the length of the floor. And I reckon Damon will say something in his ear. There he goes.
Yep.
Straight in his ear. And the smile on Duffelmeyer's face.
Brilliant.
This is a great game.
Yes, we've seen it all this game, haven't we? A couple of big blocks.
We've seen blocks, dunks, 3-point shooting. And now the Blues are off and running. Hadziemirovic gets inside.
Oh, that's a strong move, that one.
Now it's danger time for the Huskies because the Blues are now up by 7. And it's only been 2 ridiculous 3-pointers by Duffelmeyer. It's kept it this close.
Oh,
That's got to be a travel.
There we go. Might need a timeout,
So
Coach.
Adams turns it over. Again, that's where the zone can be quite effective, taking away the dribble penetration.
Yep.
And we haven't seen a lot of that tonight from either team, really. The only guy that seems to be effective in that zone at the moment seems to be Hadziemirovic.
He's finding ways to get through everything, I think. So, again, I think that's just the level of smarts and IQ that Iggy brings with him.
Garrett under all kinds of pressure.
Oh, this is what you want.
The double.
There we go. Nice.
Garrett
pass.
open for 3.
Perfect.
It's long. Bozeman gets the rebound. Wisely kicks it back out. Hadziemirovic fall away. That was tough. Now Adams. Oh, just saves it from going out of court. I really like the look of this man. Can't get it to drop this time, and the Blues will settle. So they've got a 7-point lead. Have a chance to extend the margin. Bozeman just tried to do too much.
A bit over dribbling.
Great defense by Garrett. And the Huskies can't get the second chance. Can they get the third?
No.
They can't. So a reprieve for the Blues, and that's a foul.
Ooh.
That was an ugly foul in all reality.
Very hard foul on that one.
Foul on Hobart number 10, Elijah Pawson.
Elijah Pawson.
Second foul.
Just averages over 7 minutes a game.
Blue.
Good ovation.
Bozeman gets a big ovation from the crowd. Much
Absolutely.
deserved. Get a quick break and we may well see him play out the fourth. But the Huskies have really shown something tonight. They've made the Blues earn their 7-point lead.
the ideal world, we hope not to see Damon again for the rest of the game. You'd hope, keep him nice and fresh for tomorrow's game. But I think with the way Hobart have competed today, I think that's a very unlikely chance.
I don't think Hobart's going away.
I don't think so either.
So we're just waiting for the sweat to be wiped off the court. Damon Bozeman checking out with 30 points, 5 rebounds. He's had an absolute blinder of a game.
Yeah, he really took
10 of 15 from the field, 7 of 11 from downtown. He's got a couple of steals as well.
Ooh.
Poked away. It's going to go back to the Blues. So both imports on the bench for the Blues. Hadzio Merovic.
Oh,
Big rebound by Majuk.
Pull that.
The three-pointer by Hadzio Merovic is off target. Oh, he had 2 bites at the cherry on that possession. So approaching the minute to go in the third period. And that's going to be a turnover.
It's a good time for Hobart to capitalise, with both Nigel Young and Bozeman on the bench, and they've just not done that at the moment.
So the Blues are slowing it up. McDonald, kick out. Hadzio Merovic again. Big rebound by Garrett, but he's going to be called for going over the back.
Strong probably a foul, but nice strong rebound.
Oh, look, you'd rather see your players doing that than not. They're going for the O-boards.
Absolutely. I know Nigel Young's happy with that one. He was nearly on the court cheering him then. So
well, Nigel Young, for his 17 minutes on the court, yes, he's only played 17 minutes. He's plus 17.
Unbelievable. We spoke about it just before the game, and his impact in regards to his energy that he brings. That's a great stat for him.
Oh, great steal by Tom Garrett. He goes all the way. Oh, that hurts the Huskies.
Yes, simple points.
There's been very few of those tonight.
Very few.
So this could be the last possession of the quarter. The three-pointer's up and off.
Oh, could get a touch.
I did get a touch.
There we go.
So 6.5 seconds to play in the third. Blues with the possession, and it's McDonald.
Oh, could have been a good screen. Oh, Trist.
Hands off to Garrett. It's off target. They want a foul.
Maybe.
But no foul is forthcoming, but it was the Blues quarter. And they were sparked by Damon Bozeman again, getting things done. He's got 30 points, but it's the Blues up by 9. And this has just been a thrilling game to call. And wherever you're listening or watching, hope you're going to stick with us for this final term. This promises to be a good one. And if you're from Tasmania, I wouldn't give up yet, because the way they've been playing exceptionally well. And when you've got the likes of Jalen Adams and Tad Doofenmeyer Jr. out there, you're not out of this game at all.
Not at all. I definitely would not be calling game. They've been competing hard. They've got some good looks at quarter, but didn't get them to fall. But I think they're every chance to get back into this one.
Well, the good thing for them, they've had plenty of minutes come off the bench. So Doofenmeyer's only played 21 minutes. White's only played 22. Adams has played the most with 25. So they should have some fresh legs heading into this final quarter. Of course, travel permitting as well. They've had to come from Hobart. But, they've certainly done very well in that avenue, whereas on the flip side, Hadzio Merovic, Bozeman, Majuk, they've all played 24, but the key for me is Young. That Nigel Young for the Blues could be the difference between winning and losing this game.
Absolutely. I think with his defensive pressure, I think that's something that can really ensure that Hobart don't get a lot of easy looks this quarter. He's starting on the bench this quarter, but when he comes off, I think a lot of impact on the defensive end. Probably expect Doofenmeyer to nearly play the whole last quarter, wouldn't you?
You'd think so, but he's not starting on. No Young out in court. They're going to stick with Majuk. McDonald Hadziomировich, Trist and Garrett. Well, we've got White, Richards, Stanwicks, Radcliffe is back into the game. And of course, Dufelmeyer. He's going up against Garrett now. White just got thrown away.
He did, didn't he? In his defence, I think many would against Majuk.
Radcliffe.
Good way to start.
Well, the last thing the Blues need is for him to get going. The Huskies, on the other hand, would welcome some more. Oh, lovely entry pass from Trist. Into Majuk.
Nice pass.
And I was commentating with Simon Mitchell last week, of course, he's Phoenix head coach.
Yes.
And he said the biggest improvement out of Trist's game that he saw was his passing.
On display then, wasn't it?
Number 10, Tom Garrett. That's Tom's 4th foul.
So Garrett has picked up 4 fouls. And he's played just under 12 minutes. And he'll check out. And it's going to be Barker back in. And Barker's only played 12 minutes.
He's struggled a little bit at the moment, hasn't he?
He's gone none of 5 from the field. He's got 4 turnovers.
Yeah.
It hasn't been his night.
But on the defensive end, he's against Dufelmeyer, he's done well.
He's done really well against Dufelmeyer. Most of Dufelmeyer's points have come against either Bozeman or others.
Oh.
And that's tough. His ability to elevate and then finish is just phenomenal.
Creates that separation nicely, and as you said, he gets up on his shot. Oh, again, same play.
This time, he shoots through hands. So it's just still a 7-point margin in favour of the Blues. Radcliffe. To White. Got to respect that shot. This time it's long. Kick out. Barker. Oh, just rattles out.
Just not his night on the offensive end, is it?
Pulls the trigger. That's good D, though, by Barker. Had a hand right up in his face, despite the attempted screen. That's out of control by McDonald. Trying to do a little bit too much. Dufelmeyer gets inside. And the kick out. 3's up. And in by Richards. He continues to hit from deep.
He's kept him in the game a little bit, hasn't he? Yeah, 4 deep balls.
So Hadziomировich loses the handle. Dufelmeyer to the corner for 3. Stanwicks can't hit. And Majuk and Barker are not communicating. And Barker's like, oh dear, what are we doing? So Hadziomировich and McDonald check out. And Nigel Young and Damon Bozeman are back. And one would feel they're going to play out this final 7 minutes and 15 seconds.
Yes. I think with how close the game's got, wouldn't be surprised.
It's only a 4-point ball game. They go to Majuk in the post. He's doubled. Stolen. Nearly. By White. Bozeman.
Oh, yeah, wouldn't be happy with the shot clock reset then if I'm Hobart. That probably... Yeah, it should have nearly been a turnover, I think.
And it's going to be reset back to 14, which gives the Blues a reprieve.
Absolutely.
And the Huskies coach has got every right to be aggrieved there.
I think they're running it down. Yep,
They are. They're going to run it down, and I think they're going to run it down to 4 by the appearance of the hand signal there by the referee. It is indeed Rao Kirsten. Bozeman, good shot fake. It's short. Duffelmeyer. They throw it into White. Hands off, Richards. Oh, it's
a
not.
little bit.
Gets it done again. Richards now 21 points to lead the Huskies.
Yeah, he's certainly been their impact player at the moment.
He's just been shooting phenomenally well. Barker, can he break out of his funk?
There we go.
He does. His first basket of the night puts the Blues up by 5. Now that's a confidence builder.
Absolutely. Hopefully he can build on that a little bit now. And
Duffelmeyer splits the D.
Ooh.
And Bozeman's called for a block.
I thought he was there, but
I'd love to have instant replay because I reckon he was there as well.
I think Coach Harms thought so as well. He's a bit disappointed.
And we've got a timeout called. It's the Blues leading 68-63 with 5:50 to play in this NBL1 clash here at Frankston. It's such an important game for both teams. The Blues coming into tonight on a 4-game winning streak and looking at it like a playoff team. And the Huskies need to win if they want to keep their playoff aspirations alive.
Well, they're both playing like it at the moment, aren't they? They're both playing like very competitive sides here in the NBL1 competition. They are, 5 points, 5 minutes to go. A very, very close game.
The Huskies win tonight. They improve to a 50% record, 5-5. And the same, and if the Blues lose, they'll end up with the same record.
Oh, there we go.
And head-to-head with the Huskies. So you don't want to be in that kind of scenario if you're a Blues fan. But of course, the Blues win. They go to 6-4, knocking on the door.
Yes, I mean, as you know, we spoke earlier about the team they've got as well. I think it definitely is a playoff-bound team with the right mindset, and I think they just need to get rid of that first quarter tonight. They get rid of that first quarter, and they look much better.
So it's going to be Duffelmeyer at the line. Adds to his tally. He's got 15 points. Surpasses Jalen Adams, who's on 14. Now up to 16. Good screen by Majuk. We've seen this zone all night.
Showing that zone. Yeah.
Barker again.
Same spot. There we go.
It's the old adage. Shooters will keep shooting,
Yes.
and eventually they'll start to hit. And Barker's hit 2 straight triples. And the Blues are up by 6.
Yeah, it's a foul, that one.
And Young picks up a foul. Foul number 3 on Nigel Young.
4 for the team now as well. Not great now that they're in the bonus with 5 minutes to go.
Even more so with the Huskies on 0.
Makes it tough.
And that comes about. It's been perimeter shooting by the Blues to open the open this final term.
Yes. I think besides that first points inside by Majuk, I think it's nearly all been outside the key.
Defense.
Adams
Tough shot.
just beats the shot clock.
Tough shot.
Some of the shot making we've seen here tonight has been sensational.
Hands in faces everywhere, and it's not mattered, has it?
Oh, Barker thought about it again. He's going to shoot this one if Tris kicks it out.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
going up.
Get down.
Oh, it just rattles out. But Tris with the offensive rebound. Can't put it back. Majuk can't put it in. It's like a pinball. Barker goes up and he's fouled. Second, third, fourth chance opportunities by the Blues. They're clinging to a 4-point lead.
Much to Hobart's going. They didn't get a defensive rebound, which they needed, but they competed on every shot then, even though they were outsized by a good 1.5 on all shots.
So some critical free throws coming up. Barker makes the first. Hasn't he come up big in this final quarter?
Absolutely. He could end up with 10 points just in a quarter, I think.
Well, he's got 8 now.
Yep.
Extends the lead back to 6. And he's played Duffelmeyer better than anyone.
Absolutely he has. Oh, good screen.
White. Oh, lovely
wow.
backdoor pass by White to Adams.
That's a great find, isn't it?
Tough. We're both thinking the same thing. Very difficult shot by Hadziomировich. Kind of feel the Blues spacing on that possession wasn't great.
Yeah, not at all. Didn't allow. Oh, wow. Threads a needle.
And one of the rare times the defence has opened up in this second half. And Duffelmeyer takes full advantage to close the margin just to 2.
They just keep coming, don't they? They're not going away at all. You know, when they seem to find, Frankston seem to find a 5 to 6 point gap, you know, Hobart just keep coming.
Well, Duffelmeyer now. He's got 18 points. Adams has 16. Richards has been effective as well. Richards has 21 points. And then you consider someone like Radcliffe has only got 4, comes in tonight averaging virtually 13 points a game. And he's on the court now. He's only played 16 minutes. So, you know, it really is anyone's game right now.
Absolutely. You know, I think the minutes they've got from White has been amazing as well. I think, you know, I think he's only got about 6 or 8 points, but, you know, 6 or 7 rebounds and 4 or 5 assists. So, you know, he's been a big impact player, but can't really go past Bozeman today, can you?
Well, we can't, but he hasn't scored in this final term.
He's not.
It's been Lachlan Barker, 8 points, getting it done for the Blues. But kind of feel like they need someone else to step up offensively in this final period if they're going to get this one home. And, of course, they've had a great homestand. This is their 6th consecutive Saturday night at home. Or 5th. Maybe I'm jumping the gun with saying 6, but definitely 5.
Yes, very kind draw for the Frankston Blues over this last month for sure.
And they head on the road tomorrow at Ringwood. As the Huskies going to go up to Eltham. Oh, Duffelmeyer's open. Oh, just rims out, and they get the offensive rebound through Brown. And now White putting it on the floor. Oh, Adams nearly tips it in.
Everyone getting a piece. Duffelmeyer again.
You can't give teams 4 scoring opportunities.
Yeah, definitely can't.
The Huskies gave one of those up to the Blues earlier in this period, and they've just given up one of their own. Bozeman left open.
Oh, wow.
That's a defensive lapse, but he misses.
That's very lucky for Hobart.
Adams now. Goes the reverse. Oh. He just misses.
Hit the deck harder on that one too.
And now Barker's pushing the tempo.
Oh.
Tris for 3.
Big time.
Oh, that rims out as well.
Oh, that's a trouble.
They're going to ask for the court wiper.
No, fair enough.
What? Was that White nearly doing? No, that was Radcliffe nearly doing the splits. Like he didn't do a hammy on that one. But what a game we've got. It's tied at 73, 2:21 to play. And this game's had just about everything.
It really has, hasn't it? Big time threes. I think Dufemire walked out to the car park at one stage and nailed one, and a couple of big blocks, and
Hit one from the score table virtually.
he did.
Adams. They dump it into White. Takes on Trist. Corner. Good closeout. Tough shot. And there he is, Nigel Young.
Oh, that was a competitive rebound.
Young coming up with a big board when it was needed. Who's going to make the plays down the stretch? They're going to go to Young. Kick out. Handoff inside.
Oh, what have
With
we
a
got?
foul called. I think Tris caught one in the gob.
Yeah, I think he did.
And they're going to call it. And it is going to go the Blues' way.
Huskies number 22, Jalen Adams.
Adams picks up a foul. No one's on 4 fouls, so it looks like we're not going to have anyone leave the game, which is always good to see. The Blues are over the limit, so this foul count could come into play.
Well, since I brought it up at the 5-minute mark, they've not fouled once. They've done really well.
Trist in the post. I like this. He's one out.
Yep.
Now he's doubled. Tough shot. Hits the rim, though, just to beat the shot clock. It's not the shot the Blues wanted.
Not at all. Oh,
Lack of defensive awareness there.
Oh, they're still lost here at the moment. Oh.
Richards was left all alone. Radcliffe's waiting for it in the corner. Stolen by Bozeman, but there's been a foul called. Hang on.
I don't know about that one. I don't know about that one at all.
I didn't have a good line at it, so I can't comment.
Yeah.
But the way everyone jumped up and reacted must have been close.
Oh, that hurts as well, being in the bonus.
Online shooting 2 for
So
the Huskies.
Dufemire has a chance to put the Huskies up for the first time since early in the third quarter.
Crowd getting involved, lovely to see.
Could even be since late in the second, in fact.
Yeah, it might be.
And the crowd are making some noise here at Frankston. And Dufemire just sinks it calmly and gives himself a clap.
He had some words to himself then as well after that make.
And now the crowd are letting him know even more. Calmly sinks both. And the Huskies have taken a 2-point lead with just 1 minute and 5 seconds to play in this game. And coming up in the clutch, who do the Blues go to right now?
You got to go Bozeman, don't you? I mean, he's not had a great quarter this last quarter. Hasn't scored, but I think he has the ability to. I really do think they need to either have Trist or Majuk in just by themselves. I think. I think it's sort of slowing down their offense a little bit, having them both on there. And, credit to Hobart. They're doing a great job of doubling down low, haven't they, all game?
Well, they have, and I think you just got to go with 4 shooters and probably Dan Trist at the moment,
Yeah,
because
I think you do.
he's more damaging offensively, and right now they're trailing by 2.
Yes, absolutely. So,
Because 1 out, you kind of feel like Trist is going to score.
Yep.
But as soon as they double him, you want an open shooter. And to the credit, the Huskies have done a good job of getting to the shooters on the kick out.
they really, really have. A couple of, I wouldn't even call them lapses, left Barker open. I think they were sort of just saying, all right, well, he hasn't really hit much. We'll let him go a little bit. But it's like Coach Harms was listening to us, mate. He's just gone with Trist in there at the moment. So,
Here we go, Frankston.
Barker. Oh, pulls up a tough shot. Can't get go. Trist is there.
ooh, what a foul, I think.
It's tapped out of his hands. And they're saying reset the clock to 14. So it's still Blues ball. Big offensive rebound by Trist.
Yes, absolutely.
Almost critical. Struggling to get the ball in, and Adams kicks it out of bounds. Referee just reminding Adams of the plane of the sideline. So it's into Trist. Hands off to Bozeman. Gets inside. Bozeman!
Good move.
Damon Bozeman ties it up with 50 seconds to play.
Good move. We've got to have Barker on Duffelmeyer, I think, at this stage.
Yeah, I'd go with Barker. He's played him the best all night.
Absolutely.
No offence to Hatzio Merovic.
Nah.
He's been impressive.
Good pass. Oh! Doesn't matter who's shooting anyway. Oh, he's teed him up.
Called.
Oh, no.
Foul on Blues number 1, David Bozeman.
And see, this is one thing I don't like about the technical foul call. There's emotion in this game. And unless he's gone and said something terrible, you let that go, in my opinion.
I think you have to, don't you? It's
an emotional game. We've got a tied ball game, 35 seconds to play.
Yeah, it's a bit of a shame they've called that one, unfortunately. It puts a bit of a taint on the game for sure. You know, as you said, it's a tight game. You can't call that, I don't think. But
And I know technically you can't speak and all these different things going on, but in the sense of the game, it has a negative impact on the outcome.
it does. It really, really does.
Some people will say that it's undisciplined, and it is. But yeah, I just think this just ruins the context of the game and what we've seen here tonight. But that's Tim Mills. We know what we're going to get from him. Tech foul, Timmy.
That's 4 big free throws from White then. Go 4 for 4 with the home crowd going off and stomping away.
And it really has put a dampener on things here in front of the home crowd here at Frankston. They're down by 4, 75-79, 35 seconds to play. And look, they can still pull something out of the bag. They get a 2-pointer here, a stop. It's at least a 2-possession game at the moment.
Absolutely.
So they're not out of the woods, but it's certainly a lot harder than where they were a moment ago.
Correct, yes, absolutely.
So Duffelmeyer has 22 points, Richards 21, Adams is up to 18. And Zach White, of course, 12 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists now for him. Some big free throws made down the stretch there. Bozeman now has 32 points, 5 rebounds. He's fouled out after the technical.
You can just sense the energy in the building's dropped a little bit now as well after that technical call, which is a shame because the crowd were loving it. Don't know where the Frankston boys down that end are going. It's Hobart ball, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it's a technical. It's 2 shots inside ball.
Yep. Surprised the players didn't realise that that's what it was going to be.
Go Blues.
Got to get a tip.
Defense.
So Huskies in possession. Stepped over to the sideline.
Oh, okay. Is that a make-up call?
I don't know. He stepped out. So a brain fade by the Huskies.
Jeebus.
Could have proved costly.
Here we go. You get a quick bucket, you don't even need a foul.
Oh, great move by
Here
Barker.
it is. Oh, 4-second difference. I think you do need
2
a foul.
points.
You've got some time to go for a steal, though. I wouldn't foul straight away.
Oh, like this. They're in
Yes,
trouble.
Good D. Get up. Ah.
Just get it over in time. Oh,
Oh,
yeah,
good
nearly got the steal.
He's nearly
You can't-
handed. Oh.
Everyone's in it here.
Mate, I'm on the edge of my seat. This is incredible.
That's his 4th foul.
15 seconds still to play. It's a 2-point ball game. And it's going to be Adams to the line.
The line is Jalen Adams.
These are 2 big buckets here.
Absolutely. Crowd back involved again, and I love it.
2 here could just about seal it for the Huskies.
Yep, nearly.
Oh, he's missed it. That is a massive miss
Absolutely.
by Adams. Oh, the crowd are on their feet. He gets the second.
Here we
So
go.
it's a 3-point ball game, 15 seconds to go. Are they going to advance the ball here? Or will they run at it?
Yeah, look, with probably Barker, I mean, you're not a bad decision, sort of running up the court and coming downhill. It depends what sort of Coach Harms wants, but...
So what do they do? Are they going to go for a quick three to tie it up and have a second chance if they miss, or are they going to go for the three in overtime?
Look, I'm going... if I was drawing this up, I'd have Barker going to the bucket very, very quickly. And, if you can get a nice quick two within maybe 4 seconds, that's not the worst. But I'd be getting him on the drive and then drawing some defenders, hopefully, and finding an open shooter. But I'd definitely have him attacking the bucket. I think his speed and athleticism to get to the hoop and at least draw some defenders.
We just saw that on their last possession. He's got a 10-point final quarter. Lachlan Barker to move into double figures. Of course, 32 points by Bozeman. He's not going to see any more minutes in this one. Hadzimirjevic, 15. Barker, 10. Next best is Trist with 8. But this is it. 15 seconds to play. Blues down by 3. Into Trist.
Oh, here we go.
Hand off to Barker. He gets to the rim. Hands off to Trist. They've lost the handle. And Young's thrown it away.
Oh, no.
Young was trying to get it to Hadzimirjevic, but was miles off target. And there's just under 8 seconds to play. They're going to have to go full court man. And we might see even a quick foul here if they don't get the steal.
Yep. Really need
But
to
the
switch on
Huskies are
defensively.
now in the box seat. Well and truly. Stolen!
Steal! What are you doing? Oh, no.
Hadzimirjevic for three! Igor Hadzimirjevic with the game-tying triple with 1.5 seconds left on the clock.
Wow.
What a ball game we have here at Frankston. Everyone is on their feet. But the ball game's not over, and one would think the Huskies are going to advance this out of the timeout.
Oh, wow. I panicked. I had McDonald driving to the bucket. I went, mate, what are you doing here? A 3-ball. A kick out, and Iggy, great one dribble step back and tough. Maybe even a foul in that one as well. A bit of contact.
What a finish we've got here at Frankston. There's a buzz in the crowd. It's had everything this game.
Jeepers.
And if you're in Tasmania, don't hang your heads. You've still got 1.5 seconds to win this in regulation.
One of the better scorers in the league in your team as well with Duffelmeyer. So I definitely wouldn't be putting my head down yet for sure.
Well, what are they drawing up over there at the Huskies? Are they going for a tip in here? They're going to throw an alley-oop.
Oh, I don't think you have the height or the athleticism to get over Majuk and Trist and Nigel Young, I don't think. So
I wouldn't put anything past Adams.
Yeah, very true. We did see him, second quarter, get up over a couple of people. So
White's pretty athletic as well, but we're going to have to see a quick shot here. The Huskies have a chance to win, but the Blues do not want to foul. The last thing the Blues want to do is foul.
I reckon a kick-in handoff for Duffelmeyer.
I'm really interested what the referees are talking about because they've had a whole timeout to work out what's happening.
What are they doing? Are they deliberating time left? Is that what they're doing?
Well, they've had a whole timeout to decide what's going on. And I'm a bit if they're deciding to talk about it now.
Oh, they're kicking someone out.
Oh, they're kicking a fan out. Oh, dare I say it, there's one in every crowd.
Yep.
I think he must have been letting the referees have it somehow.
Yeah, I think he might have been, yes.
Well, now I've seen everything.
Oh.
So we've got 1.5 seconds to go. What can the Huskies do?
I reckon it's going back to Duffelmeyer. I reckon an inbound handoff, and I reckon he's coming off that.
Here we go.
Adams for the win.
Well shot.
It's short, and we have overtime here at Frankston.
Not a bad look. You're not disappointed with that one, I don't think, if you're Hobart.
Well, he certainly had an open look, as you said. He managed to get one off. And certainly, what a finish we've got here. Like now, for the Blues, they do have no Damon Bozeman for overtime.
Yes, it does make it a little bit more challenging for them, but
He did only score 2 points in that period
yes,
before
that's it.
leaving the game.
Well, I mean,
But this game has had
Barker.
everything. And, of course, the foul count will stand. And so there's only 2 fouls on the Huskies. So they've still got fouls to
Yes,
give.
absolutely.
And that could well come into it down the stretch.
I mean, you go
back to that missed Adams free throw.
You do, don't you?
How costly was that for the Huskies?
And then, with what was 5 seconds left, 6 seconds left, you have the inbound pass, and you get the tip, and all of a sudden you're back in the game with a big Hadziomerovic 3-ball. So, the crowd's going to love this, don't they? I mean, 35 seconds left. Bozeman gets fouled out, and a few free throws and a sideline ball, and the crowd thought all of a sudden the game was nearly over. But unbelievable. Look, for me, the best part about that, with 7 seconds to go with the Barker turnover, Coach Harms didn't panic, turned around, got his team composed, set up for defence. So Coach Harms got his team set up for defence, and locked them in and got the tip.
Yes, we certainly do. We've had a bit of everything here tonight. We had some fantastic dunking in the opening half. A 3-point shooting clinic put on by Damon Bozeman.
Here we go.
Only for Richards and Dufelmeyer to return fire.
Yes.
And now it all resets. 5 minutes to play. 80 apiece. Stolen by McDonald. Quite wisely pulls out.
Oh, not great.
And that's not what you want to open overtime.
That's it. A couple of turnovers from both teams. I think a few nervous people on the floor, but
Wherever you may be, I should say, wherever you are, you're probably sitting on the edge of your seat right now. Stripped. Good defensive play, but the Huskies are still alive. Richards can't get it to drop, and Triss tracks it down. Hadziomerovic, what a three-pointer that was to end the first end regulation. I'm still lost for words. He gets inside, he spins. Triss. Shot clock's running down, 5. Young with the kick out. Barker. It's long. Every shot, the crowd are up on their feet.
we really have had everything. The fan ejected and everything. That was brilliant. That was a good one to see.
Dufelmeyer wide open. He rattles out. Some tired, and that's going to be a foul on White. There's some tired legs out there, I think.
I think there is, yeah. Some big minutes being pumped into, especially some of these Frankston dudes, I think. So.
And I think you've got Eltham and you've got their opponents tomorrow. Ringwood, they're sitting at home rubbing their hands thinking these are going to be some tired boys.
Absolutely.
We're taking on tomorrow.
Absolutely.
Triss back to McDonald. Majuk setting the pick. McDonald
Nice drive.
loses the handle. Or is it poked out? Poked out perhaps. We'll give him the benefit of the doubt. Triss for 3. That would have brought the house down.
Absolutely.
So no one scored in the first 2 minutes of overtime. It's just become an arm wrestle. One feels just what a single act of brilliance could separate these teams.
Good drive.
And there's Adams getting inside for 2.
Able to elevate and hang in the air a little bit then, had the option of the corner 3-ball if he wanted it, but good decision, I think, in the end. He's been a great player today for Hobart.
McDonald. That rims out. Wow. The three-point shooting's gone cold. And the Huskies are up by 2. There's only 2.5 minutes to go. This has been a really quick overtime.
Yes, it really has. Oh,
Lovely pass inside to White. And Adams is taking over overtime.
Fouls on Blues number 8. Lachlan
Gets inside, draws a foul on Barker and finishes.
Jalen has 1 bonus to shoot.
And he's trying to put the Blues in a coffin and could well knock down the first nail. So it's a 5-point lead to the Huskies.
if the rest of the game's anything to go by, it's definitely not game over, is it?
And that's a soft foul by Stan Wicks. You don't want to give those ones up, but they had a foul to give.
Fouls on that.
So both teams now at the limit. And we'll be shooting free throws by both ends the rest of the way. What a game this has been to call, though, hasn't it, Brent?
Incredible. Absolutely incredible game of basketball. I mean, you know, obviously, preferably I'd rather Frankston win this one, but, you know, you can't be disappointed either way with the result here, can you?
McDonald, that's off. Majuk tracks it down.
Big time rebound.
They're going to get a second chance. Hadziomировich step back. They can't find a way to score, Frankston. And one feels they have to get a defensive stop on this possession. One more score by the Huskies could just about seal it.
Oh,
And Richards uncharacteristically misses the bucket. Barker with the acrobatic.
get in.
Hadziomировich nearly gets it to drop as well. Someone's put Glad Wrap over the basket at the Frankston end. But now, Hadziomировich, these are must-make free throws.
Oh, they are, aren't they? Big time miss down this end, though. Didn't even hit rim.
No, I can't believe Richards missed that. The way he's been shooting in this game, he's been automatic.
Oh, he's had quite a game, absolutely. And
Richards is 8 of 13 from the field. Hadziomировich, that was a tired-looking free throw, I must say. They just need one to go. There we go.
They've made that switch of putting Barker back on Duffelmeyer now.
Adams! It's been waved off. Double dribble call.
Wow.
Oh, my.
Wow.
That is get out of jail if you're a Blues supporter.
Just quietly, that was a big-time dunk too.
That was huge. That would have been the icing on the cake for the Huskies.
Absolutely.
Hadziomировich to Trist. Oh, that's off.
Wow.
That's ugly. And the Huskies are letting him know about it.
Their offense has just been rushed this whole overtime. They haven't really set themselves up, to come off a few screens. It's all been drive and attack and putting up tough shots.
Kind of feels that three-pointer to force overtime was kind of their last effort.
Yeah, it does seem like that, absolutely, unfortunately. Hopefully they can put out a couple of different things, though.
One more basket will seal it for the Huskies. And that's a foul. So 2 free throws here, I would think would just about end their chances. It's not over, but it's going to be super tough given how difficult it's been to score.
Absolutely. It's as you said, 6 points with a minute left. That's not much, but
Well, they've only scored 1 point in overtime.
That's it, exactly.
And if there was a man to go to the line for the Huskies, it's Duffelmeyer.
He's not even looked like missing from the free throw line tonight. He's automatic from there.
And in fact, I think he's loved it when the crowd have screamed at him.
I think so. He has. He's thrived off a little bit, hasn't he?
And they need a quick basket.
There it is.
And
Come on.
connecting is McDonald from downtown.
That's a big
A
time
glimmer of hope. It's still a 3-point ball game.
bucket. Oh, where's the defense? Majuk. Oh,
Richards, he's going to hold it up. The way he's been shooting, that could have gone in, but it's a 3-point ball game. The Blues are still in
hands
the
out.
chance. McDonald nearly steals it. Duffelmike kicks out. Adams. It's missed, but a tip out. Still a 2-possession ball game, and that's a foul. McDonald. So there's going to be free throws again.
Number 4, Alistair McDonald. It's his first foul.
Looks like it's Richards to the line.
Desperately needed that defensive board then. Desperately.
On the Lakers, 9 is Jake Richards.
And that's a tired-looking shot by Richards. Well. Again, hits this. It's a 4-point ball game. And he does. So a timeout call. The Blues, one would think, will advance it. They'll draw up a play for a quick basket. Do they go for a 2 or 3 here, the Blues?
29 seconds. You got plenty of time. You don't need a rush for a... Don't get me wrong, if you're wide open from downtown, by all means, pull the trigger. But I think right now, if you can get to the bucket, I think. Especially with the way they've been scoring this overtime. I think easiest bucket's the best bucket for them right now.
But if you just joined us for this thrilling conclusion, Damon Bozeman fouled out on a technical down the stretch.
Dubious technical as well.
Well, it probably was. No one heard really what he said apart from those on the court.
Yeah.
And that's for me what makes it difficult, because as a fan and a supporter, wherever you're listening or watching, it doesn't make sense.
Yes.
Given the context of the game, there was emotion. In reality, it was a soft foul call on him in the first place. It was a foul, but it was a soft call. He's reacted emotionally, and to be pinged for a technical in that situation, I think is very tough. But nonetheless, we are where we are. We've got overtime, and the Blues still have a chance. But they need to score on this possession.
Yes, desperately.
So 29.2 seconds, down by 4.
Oh.
Hadziemirovic, Barker inside.
Oh.
Majuk
Yes.
with a tip in. 26 seconds.
There you go.
2-point ball game.
Don't need a foul straight away. You have
Try and
time
get the
to work
steal.
for a steal.
Hadziemirovic nearly gets the steal. But they're the ones you want. If you gamble on the steal, you don't quite get it, that's the foul you want.
That's it.
But it will send Duffelmire, who's looked automatic.
I was about to say, as much as that is the one that you do want to gamble on, maybe if you had allowed maybe another 4 or 5 seconds, the ball might have been out of his hands. Because he's not looked like missing a free throw all night, has he?
No, you would have rather fouled an Adams or someone like that. But all the fans are creating some serious noise. Oh, he rattles the first. Oh, the pressure, the big deep sigh.
I think that's about as close to a miss as I think he'll get from the free throw line this evening.
Unfortunately for Blues fans, this is sailing through this one.
2 points, take Lukemeyer.
So it's still a 4-point ball game. 22 seconds on the clock. Trist for 3. And it goes down. It's a 1-point ball game at Frankston with 13 seconds still to play.
Hang on. Coach did not want a timeout at all.
Go timeout.
If I'm Hobart's coach, I'm not very happy with this because this allows Frankston to get set up in a good defensive set.
It does indeed. 13 seconds to play. It's a 1-point ball game here in overtime. Huskies have the lead. Duffelmire. And that's a foul by Barker. There's 11 seconds left on the game clock.
That's a good shot from Trist there. I think he airballed his one previous to that and hasn't looked like hitting many deep balls tonight, but that's a great shot.
So Trist now moves into double figures with 11 points. This man at the line, though, he's got 25. So if he hits this, it's a 3-point ball game, a 3-pointer forcing an extra OT.
Oh, get the ball into Iggy's hands, you have to.
Well, McDonald has made the lone 3-pointer in this period. So it's a 3-point ball game.
2 points to take
Hadziemirovic.
Here we go.
8 foul shots in a row.
Step back.
For three. Hansio-Mirovic! Oh my God!
Oh my. Oh
Igor Hansio-Mirovic has done it again!
Oh my Lord.
Take a bow, Igor Hansio-Mirovic.
That's something unbelievable, isn't it? Sends it into OT and then pulls up for that one as well to hopefully send it into double OT. But 5.5 seconds left. Hobart have a real good chance to draw up something nice.
Oh my Lord, Igor Hansio-Mirovic has done it all tonight.
Oh, hasn't he?
He's got 25 points, 10 rebounds, 6 assists. He's done it all, including 2 3-pointers, 1 to force overtime. And could that second do the same? So there's 5.6 seconds to play. The Huskies have the ball. One would feel they'll advance this. And what are they drawing up right now? Again, the Blues cannot foul and send them to the free throw line.
That's it, absolutely. I mean, look, you know, they've gone Majuk and Trist again to hopefully stop something inside, which is understandable.
They're going to try and take away the penetration because, of course, any score here will win them the game.
Absolutely.
Theoretically.
You just hope this one doesn't come down to a free throw from a bad foul.
5.6 seconds to play, 92 all. Good defense by the Blues. Richards, step back three. Richards is off target. And we've got double overtime at Frankston.
Jeepers.
Oh my Lord, wherever you're watching this game, whether it's at Frankston, Hobart, or anywhere else in the country, or overseas, you must be sitting on the edge of your seat. Frankston have escaped again through one man. That man is Igor Hansio-Mirovic. We talked about it early in this game. Is he the most important player on this team? Well, tonight he stepped up and said, yes, I am.
Hasn't he? I mean, I'm so glad he's lived up to the praise I was giving him prior to the game kicking off. And, you know, he's really sort of taken it on his shoulders in down the clutch time, hasn't he? He's been brilliant.
Oh, I'm going to start calling him Mr. Clutch, I think. He's played more minutes than anyone else. He's played 41 minutes. He's got 22 points. He's 7 of 17 from the field. He's 3 of 5 downtown. And of course, 2 of those have been forcing the first overtime and the second overtime. He's got 11 rebounds now, 6 assists, 1 steal, 1 block. He's been phenomenal. Damon Bozeman, he leads everyone in the scoring department with 32 points. He ended his game late in the fourth with his 5th foul on a technical in controversial circumstances. Dan Trist hitting that big 3 as well to keep them in the game in that overtime period.
That was a great bucket for me. He's, as I said, mate, he wasn't really looking too threatening from downtown. And to come out with a shot like that to put him back in the game, that was brilliant from Trist, absolutely brilliant.
Tad Dufelmeyer has been phenomenal for the Huskies. 28 points, 7 rebounds, 4 assists. And Jalen Adams, 24.7 rebounds. Richards had a chance to win the game. He's got 22 points. And the way he was shooting early on in particular.
Thought that one could have gone.
Thought that one could have gone. So double OT's underway. They go into Trist.
No.
And the ref's going to talk this one over. Trist is like, that can't. An offensive foul's called.
Offensive foul called on Blues number 9.
Again, the Blues have not started overtime well. They started badly in overtime 1, and that's not the call you want in overtime 2.
No, not at all. Trist is clearly not happy with that one.
The good thing is he's not going to talk about it to the referee, but he's talking about it to the referee. He's not going to talk about it, but he's letting him know he's not going to talk about it. Oh, dear.
I'll tell you who'd be really disappointed they're not currently in the stadium now. The fan that got ejected earlier on. He's missed an absolute cracker of an end, hasn't he?
Although, if he's smart, he'll be on his smartphone tuning into our coverage here. So the Huskies through Tad Dufelmeyer.
I love this matchup. Barker's been unbelievable on Dufelmeyer.
To me, Barker's been the only guy able to stop him tonight.
Correct. Completely agree.
Oh. Nearly stolen by McDonald. And hasn't he come up big late in the game?
Oh, mate. Big clutch three. Some really good defensive efforts.
He's been better in overtime than he was in regular.
Absolutely he has.
Dufelmeyer. Guarded by Barker. Going to work. Great defense by Barker.
Oh.
Well, if that wasn't a defensive rebound, it was a shot clock violation. And Barker deserves kudos.
He really does.
McDonald gets it to Barker. Barker's going to pull the trigger on this. He falls over. They get it to McDonald. No, Hadziemirovic. Sorry.
Clock wasn't running down.
Getting my names mixed up there. Of course, it was the far corner. And now the Huskies are going to look to take the lead. Adams nearly stolen by Young. Richards dribbles it off his foot. And that's another big defensive stop by the Blues.
Absolutely. All started with the handoff over here, in my opinion, with Nigel Young really getting after it. That was fantastic efforts.
Barker tried to will that one in. So neither team are able to trouble the scorers to open this second extra period. Some tired bodies out there by both teams.
And they're still going to play tomorrow, the poor men.
Again, great defense by Barker,
wow.
but even better shot making by Adams. That was impressive. There is no way Barker could have played him any better.
Gosh, no.
Hadziemirovic slicing. Oh, Barker slips over. That's critical. Adams in transition loses the handle. And this time Richards finishes inside. The Blues wanted a travel call, but that was not forthcoming. And just like they found themselves in first overtime, the Huskies have opened up a 4-point lead.
Yes. We all know well too good now that a 4-point lead is nearly not much.
Hadziemirovic and the Blues. What can they come up with? Have they got another last gasp effort? Garrett hits the three! Tom Garrett comes up with one of the biggest triples of his NBL1 career.
This is his first minute on the floor since regulation, I think.
Great entry
Easy
pass
buckets.
into White for an easy juice. That is the easiest score we've seen since regulation.
Absolutely.
Go to Garrett again.
Yeah, I was about to say go again. Oh, good pass.
Inside,
That's
Trist,
a
and he's fouled. So 2 big free throws coming up for Trist.
Foul on Hobart number 12, TJ Radcliffe. His first foul. On the line to shoot 2 for the Blues is Dan Trist.
Trist gets the first to go. Back to a 2-point ball game. Every fan here on the edge of their seat. I'm on the edge of my seat.
Absolutely. I'm nearly not in my seat, I think.
So it's a 1-point ball game inside the final 2 minutes of second extra time. Radcliffe Hasn't had much of an offensive presence in this game. Good defensive pressure.
Good D,
Adams
good D.
elevates, he misses. So the Blues have a chance to take the lead. Hadzio Merovic, he's picked, gets it back.
Oh.
Gets it to McDonald. I thought he was going to shoot the three. There's bodies everywhere. Hadzio Merovic, he's done it again! He has done it again! Igor Hadzio Merovic, and he's cramping up.
Wow.
Iron Man, hitting from deep. Is there nothing this man cannot do?
Yeah.
The Blues take a 2-point lead. And it's their biggest lead for quite some time.
2 points. It's something wild. That's a big shot. That's
Adams is talking to Young going, my God, what is going on here? This game has had it all. What can the Huskies do in response? 1:11 to play in second overtime. Adams.
showing his own.
So the Blues have gone to a zone. Switch
Good,
up.
it's rattled them up a little bit, Hobart here. They're unsure.
So watch that baseline. They've left it open. Radcliffe. He gets it to go. Tied ball game. Iggy again.
man
Is there
himself
anyone
again.
better to have the ball in his hands? He misses this time. Young.
Settle.
They can regroup. Shot clock was reset to 14. McDonald. Oh, he shoots a three.
Oh, that's deep.
Oh, that nearly went. It was long. And now the Huskies can take the lead. Duffelmeyer. Guarded by McDonald.
Good D from McDonald then to stop that transition basket.
And he gives up a foul. Not sure that was a good foul.
Yeah, no, I don't think so at all.
He had help behind him. And so Duffelmeyer now can put the Huskies up with 14 and a half seconds to play. Both teams on 100 points exactly.
It's been a game. It has been a game.
Oh, it's been a game and two extra halves. Duffelmeyer has been as cool as a cucumber at the line. He's had ice in his veins.
He has, hasn't he?
And gets both. And the Blues call time. And it's the Huskies regain the lead by 2. And the Blues now are doing exactly what they've had to do at regulation, extra time. They're doing it in double overtime. They're going to have to come from behind and hit a big shot.
We know who I want the ball to go to, mate. It's got to go to Iggy, doesn't it?
Well, on that last possession, he nearly had the layup.
He
It just
nearly did.
rolled out.
He nearly did.
He hits that, and it's a totally different scenario.
Absolutely. Absolutely. But at last, we're here again.
We are, and the Blues are trailing again and going to have to make a big shot. The difference is it doesn't have to be a 3-ball this time.
That's it. I think,
Do they go for the 3 and the win, or do they go for the 2? You know, and again, both teams are at the limit. Could it be a foul, free throws? There's so many permutations of which this way can go.
I mean, we spoke about it pre-game about the club atmosphere down here at Frankston at the moment, and you have the whole women's team on the edge of their seat at the moment. I think half of them have lost their voice. They're supporting the men here absolutely brilliantly.
So Duffelmeyer now has 30 points. Never looked like missing any of those crucial free throws.
No.
Certainly not the man the Blues want to send to the line. So the Blues now, 14.5 seconds to go, and it's in Garrett's hands. Hadzio Merovic, guarded by Radcliffe, doubled by White. Mismatch. Trist. Radcliffe.
Fouls.
Misses.
Oh.
And Trist looked like he may have been fouled. There was no call forthcoming. The Blues give up a foul, and there's only 0.6 of a second to go, and that'll be the game. After all that,
Coach Harm's got to watch. He's might get teed up in a sec.
well, it's probably not going to matter. There's only 0.6 of a second to go. They hit these 2 free throws, they can't win. Well, they're putting extra time up, so this will be interesting. How much time goes on the clock? So the Blues are not happy. They thought Triss was fouled. And the Huskies now in the box seat once again. They were in the box seat in regulation. They were in the box seat in overtime. And can they get it done in this second extra period? And if they do, they can thank probably 2 men in particular. Jalen Adams has been impressive, but Tad Dufelmeyer.
The free throws that he's knocked down this evening have been, you know, absolutely impeccable to the potential win from Hobart. Wonder how much time they're going to have.
.5 seconds has been restored to the game clock. Richards rattles the first, and if he's smart, he just misses this.
Yeah, I think you do, don't you?
1.5 seconds. It's going to take something. It's going to be a miracle. He makes both. And that'll be the ball game. The Hobart Huskies have withstood some miraculous shot making from Igor Hadziomerovic. And in double overtime, they get the 104-100 victory. And Brent, what a game to cap off a big night here at Frankston.
Absolutely. I mean, look, it's any time a game goes into double overtime, it's a absolutely thrilling game. And unfortunately for Frankston, couldn't keep that winning streak alive. I think that first quarter probably let them down a little bit. They came out a little bit cold and allowed some easy buckets from Hobart. But Hobart played unbelievable, didn't they? I mean, they competed for everything. Led by a couple of players that just were hitting tough shots and just finishing under the bucket nicely. So
just running through Hobart, the victors tonight. 30 points to Tad Dufelmeyer Jr. He hit 13 of 14 from the charity stripe. Did not miss down the stretch when he needed to make them, both in regulation, overtime and double overtime. He also had 8 rebounds, 5 assists and 4 steals. He played 41.5 minutes. And he was ably supported by Jalen Adams, 26 points, 11 of 22 from the field. He had 8 rebounds and 2 steals. He played 41 minutes. And 34 minutes from Richards. He had 26 points, 4 rebounds as well. And going to the Blues, they certainly had contributors. Igor Hadziomerovic, I'm going to call him the Iron Man. He played almost 46 minutes in the game, 25 points. He hit 4 of 13 from downtown, but he hit 4 of 13 from the 2-point field, 4 of 7 from downtown. The 2 most critical ones were to force extra time and force double overtime. He had 13 rebounds, 7 assists, 1 steal, 1 block. He was phenomenal. 32 points to Damon Bozeman on 11 of 18 shooting, 7 of 12 from downtown. He was on fire to get the Blues back in the game in the end of the first half. 5 rebounds, 2 steals, and of course had solid contributors everywhere else. But what a game, Brent, to be joining me tonight to call.
got very lucky with this one. Absolutely thrilling game, and both teams deserve to win that one. They both competed extremely well, and well done to Hobart for pulling out a really big win here down across the sea here in Frankston.
Very little separated either team statistically tonight. And of course, they both have to back up tomorrow. So you've got the Eltham Wildcats, who are going to be hosting the Huskies tomorrow. They would have been going brilliant. The longer this game went on, they were rubbing their hands. And of course, Ringwood are probably doing the same at home in their lounge suites right now.
Yeah, you'd be thinking that, wouldn't you? Absolutely. I think they would probably call them for a foul then as well. I think they would have loved the old third overtime.
And of course, we saw Hadzia Merivich start to cramp up afterwards. And of course, being the assistant coach of the Blues women tonight, having a win. But now they're rehabbing right now, starts now.
Absolutely. I mean, look, our girls, for example, sit in the ice baths after the game. So, doing all their stretches and warm downs with the physios. So, I dare say the men will be doing exactly the same. They'll get in the ice baths and potentially probably even maybe head to the beach tomorrow morning and do a little bit of recovery, you'd think. So,
and certainly nice and cool down on the beach tomorrow.
Absolutely.
And again, big night here at Frankston. We'll wrap this one up. It finishes with a 4-point victory to the Huskies in double overtime. What a game it is. Make sure you check out the highlights on the NBL1 social channels and, of course, Frankston Blues social channels as well. Thanks for joining us, Brent. Hope you had a good night.
Thanks, Adam, mate. Really appreciate it.